Hey everybody, Così here. So this morning I have good news and bad news on the food front, and at the end of it, a little distressing news, right? So Wine Spectator has a story about how there's a study out of Japan which revealed that people over 75 tend to have greater cognitive function if they have been consistent and moderate wine drinkers. Now, okay, first of all, yeah, it's in Wine Spectator, but that doesn't mean that this study is inaccurate. And in fact, one of the points they make, it may have as much to do with the wine as it has to do with the fact that people who are moderate and consistent wine drinkers, they tend to be pretty social. Hopefully they're not all drinking by themselves. They're hanging out with other people, they're talking, they're engaged with life. And that may be the thing that drives them forward in terms of having greater cognitive function. But regardless, listen, I'm happy I'm not 75 yet, but I'm happy to, get a head start and to be both social and a consistent and moderate wine drinker. It sort of works for me. So that's the good news. The bad news is there was a story in the Washington Post this week. Remember how last week I talked a little bit about how the drought in northern Italy was creating potentially a shortage of Parmesan cheese? Well, it ends up it's not just Parmesan. It's also risotto. Because apparently what's happening is there's so little water that it's very, very difficult for the rice used to make risotto, various varieties of rice used to make risotto, to grow. And so we could actually be faced with a risotto shortage. And longtime morning newsbeat readers know there are a few things in the world I love as much as a great risotto. It is just one of my favorite things. And so the idea that, maybe there's going to be a shortage of arborio rice and other kinds of rice used to make risotto is, I find a little distressing. I may have to do with rice what I did with sriracha, right? Go out and buy a bunch and kind of stockpile it for the winter. It's just really, really distressing. By the way, it was really interesting. In the Washington Post story, one of the farmers they talked to, his name was Fabrizio Rizzotti. How great is it that Fabrizio Rizzotti is making a risotto? I just thought that was unbelievable. Anyway, so we have good news, we have bad news. Now here's the really distressing news. I'm sitting here, I'm worried about Parmesan. I'm worried about risotto. I'm celebrating red wine. And there was a story that popped this week about how one of the hot new, not even so much new, one of the hot culinary items at the moment in the US is, wait for it, chicken nuggets. People are bringing out new and different kinds of chicken nuggets and serving them with different sauces and serving them with different spices and putting them on hamburgers. And it's like, all of a sudden, chicken nuggets are the hot thing. And I don't know. I mean, what does it say about our world if suddenly you can get lots of chicken nuggets, but you can't get Parmesan and risotto? I don't know. I think if there's a shortage of Parmesan and risotto and a surplus of chicken nuggets, I may not only be able to drink moderately, consistently, but maybe not moderately. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.